Ladies and gentlemen, human nature is interesting. When things are going our way, we are so happy, and then sometimes life gives you a curveball, or perhaps in something we enjoy like politics or the stock market, life will not only give you a curveball, but it'll give you a forkball and a slider and an ephus pitch. So, my last segment, I have the best comment section. I have the best, absolute, most amazing comment section in all of YouTube. The best. You are the best. You are amazing. Everybody here is absolutely amazing, okay? I'm very lucky. I literally thank God every day. I have this channel with amazing subs, the Stock Market Crash channel, and the Bitcoin Crash channel below in the pinned comment. Please subscribe and share those segments. I have two very important segments on the Stock Market Crash channel and the Bitcoin Crash channel. So in the Stock Market Crash channel, I was telling people something that they don't want to hear, that Bitcoin's going to get to 10,000 or below. I've been spot on since September of 2021, accurately predicting the market crash and Bitcoin's descent. I don't want that to happen, but I was pretty accurate. Then somebody called me Jim Cramer Jr. And so, but Jim Cramer tells people to buy. I was telling everyone everything's going to collapse, and it has. So I've been spot on. But anyway, in my last segment, I had a couple of people. Everyone was like supportive, wonderful, as usual. I had a couple people like, "You said that there would be a conviction. You just change your tune all the time just to get subscribers." My subscriber base is growing because I tell the truth, and it grows very slow, by the way. But every single segment that I did pertaining to the Durham probe special counsel is that I added, because I usually never used to, but I know politics now has taught me something. I added, if the jury only looks at the text message or only looks at the obvious evidence showing that Sussman lied for a purpose. Now, you can go and look at the actual titles for each one of my segments on the Durham Probe Special Counsel. Read the entire title. I always tell everybody, read the entire title. Okay, it's not that big of a deal to read the entire title. I would always say the conviction is there if or when this happens. Now, and I have the right to do that, and it's like basic logic. And also, it's true. The conviction is there if the jury looks at the text message and looks at the testimony from James Baker for what it is. James Baker stated he was 100% confident that Sussman lied to him. It's a pretty simple case. The reason that there could be, or likely, or very possibly, an acquittal, and the reason that acquittal will lead to more indictments, and that you shouldn't worry, or you shouldn't, this isn't something like Clinton getting saved by Comey and saying, "Oh, well, you know what, we didn't find intent." You'd have to be a complete imbecile to be investigating somebody with private servers, with top secret intelligence and private access, special access program intelligence on servers running outside of the United States government specifically to hide information, and then say, "Gosh, we didn't find intent to break laws." These are the people who are protecting this country from serious problems. And Comey says, "Well, I didn't." So there are cover-ups. There's also a issue of a technicality. So a segment prior to this one, I explained the technicality is the following. If the jury is told, because the jury has been told, and the judge and the jury, there are people who know Sussman, or one person in particular, or a couple people, but there are also Democratic donors. I don't know how the judge would allow that. Oh, can you be objective? Well, of course I can be objective. You can't be objective if you're a Democratic donor. Would they allow a Trump donor? No, they wouldn't. But anyway, the issue is that if the text message is allowed to be, evidence along with... No, the issue is that they have to be shown, or they have to believe that Sussman lied during the interview or the meeting with Baker. That's the issue. During the meeting with Baker. That is the issue. during the meeting with Baker, then I don't know if that's possible. I don't think that's going to take place, because during the meeting with, or I don't think it's likely, or I think there's a possibility it doesn't take place. A strong possibility he gets acquitted, not just a hung jury and a mistrial or retrial. So hung jury, mistrial and then retrial if it's a hung jury, and then acquittal, he's acquitted, and then the Durham Probe Special Counsel can indict him on other charges or can go swing for the fences, which I think that they should, regarding the 18 U.S. Code 371 statutes, those statutes talking about people who conspire to defraud the U.S. government, who utilize their government agencies and their government posts to go after and frame people. That's what I've been saying. He should swing for the fences. But understand, this is very important. If people, look, if there's an acquittal, okay, then what you get is, if there is an acquittal, what you get is an acquittal based on the understanding that Sussman could give information that was false, that was fabricated, to the Federal Bureau of Investigation. To give information that he could give information that was false and fabricated to the Federal Bureau of Investigation. He could do that. And FBI officials were okay with it, that they were in on it, that all of these text messages or, assurances that they're, I'm not coming on behalf of any client like the Clinton campaign who's literally paying me. Those were just theatrical performances because everyone was in on it, which is what I've been saying since day one. That's the issue. It's not difficult to indict, because the evidence is there to indict. The tricky, or just the thing that takes place is it's very difficult to prosecute or convict if you have all of these technicalities, or certain technicalities that the jury has to address. For example, because of the statute of limitations, the text message, like I stated last segment, was obtained. The text message was obtained. The text message was obtained past the statute of limitations after the initial indictment. Okay? After the initial indictment. So they couldn't obtain a superseding indictment, and they actually just had to use it as part of the evidence. But the people deciding the fate of this trial and of Sussman are told not to use the actual lie to make their decision. That's not the only thing they're utilizing to make their decision. They're utilizing the actual discussion that they had. Okay? By the way, please hit subscribe to this channel, ladies and gentlemen, because we're almost at 200,000 subs, and not many people are talking about the Durham Probe Special Counsel. There are some really great channels out there, but I am like a part of, a small number of really awesome channels that are talking about the Durham Probe Special Counsel and things that you enjoy talking about. To my new Patreons, thank you so very much, ladies and gentlemen. My new Patreons, thank you. It's so important. If you enjoy my work, my channels, my writing, your Patreon support is so important, especially in this chaotic environment. But to my new Patreons, I see you and I thank you so very, very, very much. Go to the Bitcoin Crash channel, and that's another thing. Like somebody said, whenever you talk about your other channels, I tune out. It's like, well, once I get over 200,000, hopefully, I'll be looking for sponsors. I don't have a sponsor on this channel. I don't have I don't, do advertising for anybody that's going to pay a certain amount every month for the advertising. So I have to invest at least in myself. And so I started two channels in addition to this one. They've been spot on: the Stock Market Crash channel and the Bitcoin Crash channel. So, and then I'll still look when I get to over 200,000. I'll look for sponsors. But the point is, every single YouTuber has to at least spend 30 seconds or so or more either on a sponsor or saying, hey, you know what, click subscribe, all that stuff. So, but again, it's like, It's like, it's not my fault that there is a certain technicality here, and I'm trying to be I'm being as honest as possible. The dishonest approach would be, it's definitely going to happen no matter what, and and then learning that there's this technicality and then not telling everybody. But I'm telling everybody, and that's why I think there could be a curveball or a slider. And again, it's not like just because you strike out, you don't play the second inning. This is only the first inning. Hit subscribe to this channel, ladies and gentlemen. Hit subscribe to the Stock Market Crash channel and the Bitcoin Crash channel. I'll have another segment in a couple of hours, and I'll have a live stream tonight. But ladies and gentlemen, remember something. Rome wasn't built in a day. And that's what I think a very, very important. You have ideologues. You have people who will disown friends and family. Like, you have tens of millions of people who truly believe that Trump was installed by the Kremlin. This is not something that is easily, addressed from a legal perspective. You have an entire government believing in a hoax just to get Trump. The biggest obstacle is not the Kremlin or it's Trump. They feared Trump more than anything else because he completely altered the way Washington does business. So that's the issue. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe right now. If the Lincoln Project opposes Trump, then you have to understand what's at stake here. Give me